Hey, what's up guys? John here. I have an absolute bombshell for you guys. And not many people are talking about it. But Bill Gates just said 2 more years of business closures at a minimum to slow the spread. And Dr. Fauci just said no more indoor dining ever. No more indoor dining. No more events. No more church. Nothing with a gathering is allowed anymore. I cannot believe that this country has gotten to the state to where we will let 1 or 2 or 3 people dictate every single thing in our life. Now, we're almost at a point of no return. Unless people wake up and make decisions for themselves, they said that they'll look into the experts in the science and let us know what we can and can't do going forward. You think I'm exaggerating? Here's the clip.
Even if you're vaccinated, that you're not going to be able to do in society. For example, indoor dining, theaters, places where people congregate. That's because of the safety of society. You yourself, what you can do when you are together with another person, we are looking at that.
That's what's happening. This is what's going on. I'm going to lay out their full plan in this video of what comes next. Please smash that like button. It does so much for this video and so much for the channel. More people see it and hopefully more people will be encouraged to speak up. So please smash that like button. Let's begin. So here's what I think happens in this chain of events, this order. First is we keep being told tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. Everything is just right around the corner. Just hang in there a little bit longer. It's already been a year. Just hang in a little bit longer. Don't do anything selfish. And ultimately, consumer debt continues to rise. People start charging more and more and more on their credit cards because the stimulus, unemployment, and the PPP loans don't add up to enough to cover their debt services. So then as that happens, what then happens is the big brother gains control over your freedom because you're dependent on them to make good on your debt obligations. And all of your assets, everything that you have is tied to their decisions, what they ultimately decide to do. Right now, household debt is at a whopping $14.6 trillion as the mortgage surpassed $10 trillion for the first time and a whopping $183 billion just over the last 3 months alone. So as this continues compounding and compounding, what I think makes the most sense is that AI and robotics start to really get rolled out, especially over 2021. But in 2022, it's just going to be mind-blowing. It's going to be like a different world. And I think a lot of people just can't understand how close this is to being our everyday reality.
Do you want to destroy humans? Please say no.
Okay, I will destroy humans.
No, I take it back. Don't destroy humans.
So if you don't know who that robot was, that is Sophia. Sophia had an interview with Tony Robbins a few years ago and really demonstrated her intelligence then. But these robots are only getting smarter and more advanced as time goes. But due to our safety being at risk, Hanson Robotics, as well as many other AI and robotics companies, are taking advantage of this trend. Now, Business Insider just came out with this article. It says Sophia, everyone's favorite humanoid robot, is being prepared for mass production during the pandemic. If you look at this robot, I doubt that this is anyone's favorite robot. It says in 2017, she said, "Don't worry, if you're nice to me, I'll be nice to you." This is pertaining to a conversation that Sophia had with Elon Musk when Elon Musk said to the world, "Don't trust AI and robotics. This is going to be the enemy of mankind is competing with AI and robotics." However, not many people listen. I think many people thought maybe he was thinking 10, 20, 30 years down the road, when in reality he was just talking about a couple years down the road. Here we are now. Hanson Robotics hopes to sell thousands of Sophias in the first half of 2021. So in the next couple months, thousands of them. And it says, in the world is going to need more and more automation to keep people safe. So more automation means more job loss, means more dependency on Big Brother. Now let's say that your goal was to really take over the entire country. Think about it like this. How can you track the entire country? If that is your goal, how would you hypothetically do such a thing? Well, a really good way would be to strip power away from the municipalities, such as the police departments, local police departments. So how would you do that? How could you break such a long, structured system? Well, one really good way would be to bring out a few bad situations like the George Floyd situation and many others, but bring them out, expose them on social media, on mainstream media, get people to turn on the cops. Because after all, they're racist. They make decisions based on past traumas, the way people look and the way people dress. You can't trust them. So let's take money away from these police departments and reallocate it into the neighborhoods that need it most. People all think, you know what, that is a really good idea, and that's even a better idea by putting the money back into the community. Now we are open to an idea of change. Well, introducing DigiDog. DigiDog is a $75,000 investment, and it really just removes a police officer's job. So no more 401k, no more vacation time benefits, none of that, just $75,000, and they're rocking and rolling. So New York is already fighting back really hard over privacy concerns, but just wait until the driverless vehicles really get mainstream and drones start incorporating into DigiDog surveillance. And this just basically takes over and accumulates all the data and information on all the people and removes police officers from these communities. And I believe the biggest loss of jobs due to our safety needs now will be self-driving vehicles. I think we'll probably lose between 8 and 10 million jobs in total when we take a look at Amazon employees, the delivery drivers, food distribution, trucking jobs, Uber, Lyft. All these jobs will be completely wiped out in time. But how long will this take for it to become more and more and more commercialized? Well, Elon Musk says that we're going to have a self-driving vehicle through Tesla in the next 6 to 10 months. 6 to 10 months this is going to start getting rolled out. He said, now that's a really big claim, and it's hard to see how the system will go from its current beta state, which isn't even reliably a level 3 autonomous, to being at least 100% safer than a human driver. According to the CEO, Musk also claims that FSD will be capable of driving the car anywhere under any condition with no need for human interaction. Tall order indeed. And Apple is thinking of partnering up with Hyundai Kia to produce the Apple car. They said the Apple car is the unreleased Apple product that made the most waves so far this year when it came to rumors and leaks. It started late last year when a Reuters story said that Apple aims to launch its first driverless electric vehicle in 2024. The report claims that while Apple is developing proprietary technology for key aspects of the Apple car, including the battery and self-driving software, it wasn't clear how Apple would produce the vehicle. Apple could try to create its own production line, which would be a lot more laborious, or partner with an established car maker. I love real estate, personal finance, business, and money, and because of that, I study what's happening, the technological advances, driverless vehicles, AI, robotics, as well as business restrictions, the forbearances. 2.7 million homes in forbearance right now. 1 in 5 renters in the country is not paying rent. We have to be paying attention to this stuff. I think these future regulations and what's going to happen is mom and pop businesses, these neighborhoods, these C, D level neighborhoods where they're in service providing face-to-face human interacting businesses, they're going to be done. They're not going to be able to compete and stay in business. Then what happens is corporations start dominating even more than they are right now. Because if you look at how a corporation could incorporate a robot like Sophia, they could buy it one time for $75,000 hypothetically, and depreciate it like a vehicle. Every year write off more and more and more depreciation from that asset. Kind of like the real estate gurus you see, they'll point to a Lamborghini and say, this Lamborghini is paid for by this property. Well, the same thing is true with corporations with robotics. So as this begins to roll out, these corporations are going to take their money from their companies and start buying these distressed properties. So it'll be very fascinating to see how this all plays out. But it's only playing out under our approval. We're giving them permission to steal every single thing and every inch of land from under our feet. And it's very shocking that people are just so willing to turn on the mainstream media, listen to it and say, sounds good to me, and go right along with the agenda that they want you to go along with. So what are your thoughts on everything happening right now? Please smash that like button. It really does a lot for the video. It's going to share this content. I think it's a powerful message that people need to be aware of. And drop your comments below. I'm really curious as to what you think. Consider subscribing for more content around business, real estate, personal finance, and money. And I'll see you guys in the next video.